Hey guys, so for this video, it's pretty clear. I'm gonna try and make the video like as short as I can because I know none of us like to be sitting there for like ages when we're talking about this, but I mean, nonetheless, when it comes to Royal High, I feel like all of us can talk for about 5 freaking hours about it. But obviously, there's a lot going on, and I didn't even realize I was like trying to upload a video, and then I was like, wait, and then I just happened, obviously, I was on YouTube for it, and then I didn't realize just how like intense it's all gotten. And basically, what I mean by that is YouTubers are like getting really, they're not happy anymore. Like, as in, so I've seen a video about from Bia Plays and Call Me Haley. You guys probably know those two. About if you're like really into Royal High, you've watched those. Um, and honestly, I've seen them both make videos, and they're not like, being rude about it. They're being very, very calm about it. But there's also like this guy like Lucas or something. I don't know. I can't really remember the name, but I've seen loads of like thumbnails and stuff of videos, people saying about getting badges removed, as well as also them just like not being that in it with the game. And this is kind of like, that's not necessarily a big problem because, in the nicest way, there could always be more people making videos. There could always be like them changing what they want to do their channel for. But lots of them, they do it because it's their job or something. So it's pretty important for them. For me, this is just kind of like a hobby right now. So I could, and that sounds really bad, but it is something that I enjoy to do. So if I was doing it as a job and I was unhappy with it, it would have been a serious problem because they can't quit that. So it's a bit of an issue, but not just that. So I've seen obviously a lot about it. And basically what they're all saying is like just basically how Royal High are really changing a lot in terms of like their community. They're not really doing much. And I kind of want to discuss it really, my thoughts and things. So, if you guys didn't know, obviously Royal High is a pretty popular game. Not anymore, it's started to go downhill as we've all seen numerous times, people have made videos about. But basically, it does make, or it did make quite a lot of money because of how much like people played the game, how many times people have spent Robux on it. And let's remember when they did the GOT set, I understand they said they put it all to charity, but at the same time, it counts as like, like you're spending Robux on a game. And I did a bit of research into how Roblox games make money. So I'm going to explain that to you guys now so none of us get like confused and so we can understand it a bit easier. So I literally just searched up how do they make money, and it just basically says that like obviously it's yeah, so but basically each game can make at least millions. They can make millions of dollars, and you do get taxed because obviously Roblox is a whole like headquarters themselves. So they make money themselves as well. And it says, and like this was from somebody like, on the like developer forum thing. So it does say the Roblox tax on all Game Passes, clothing items, and developer products are 30%. And they said that they noticed that the amount of Robux they receive is about 55% of the price they set. So this occurs on all purchases done in game. Now, I'm not going to lie, that probably doesn't make much sense to many people, but basically, I'm pretty sure that's kind of simple nonetheless. Like, basically, they do not get 100% of every kind of purchase that they get, because of like with the Robux and that of how much everyone spends, but they still get a significant amount from it, guys. So, and considering how many players they've got like billions who played the game, and when they were at their most popular, they've definitely made some money. They've made more money probably than most people could get within like 5 years of their life or so. So I would say, and sometimes probably even their whole life, honestly, it's pretty intense, like how much money. I mean, I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I mean, like they've done a really good job. Like this whole game is magical. I love it. It is really pretty, and they really did put a lot of effort into it. But now it's kind of slipped. And everyone said that it's not anything that's probably going to bother them. They know this. But it's kind of a negative thing now. No one really wants to care about the game because it's just, gross to them. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of, it doesn't satisfy them anymore. So players are now kind of getting over it a little bit more, and it's just not really there. And seeing how obviously, yes, there's been a decrease in players, they aren't earning as much money, but they're still getting quite a bit considering there are new players all the time, and then new players will probably, want to go and buy like their own things. Like, I don't know, let's go, if you go onto the shop, obviously if you guys go, each game pass, obviously it's Robux. I've owned them all, so, and that's just me. So imagine everyone else who's bought them all, and if you've got tons of these kind of things, And as well as also if they get like duplicate accounts and things, that's a lot of Robux, as well as also buying diamonds and stuff. Again, a lot of Robux. And if you compare like how much it costs to buy the Robux and that, it's just really expensive. So that's kind of like the financial side of it. So loads of people have been saying like, you shouldn't really be thinking like feeling bad for them, like if people, because some people are like, nah, Royal High, they're doing their best, they're really tired, and I'm sure they are, but then they probably, if this is their only job and this is all they're putting all of their work into, personally, I would say that they should probably be a little bit more like listening to their community, considering it's a little bit negative, and considering now that they're no longer even wanting to, you know, help out with their like kind of advertisers for the game. Because if I'm gonna be honest, I would sometimes be watching the streams that like YouTubers made for Royal High, and I would be wanting to play it then, and they kind of motivated that, which is a really important thing that I feel like loads of people probably don't know. Like loads of other YouTubers do the same thing. All of us, like we all like to just watch others and like watch their streams, because, and also sometimes it's just for fun, because I did used to play it for fun, but I don't go on it anymore, hence why the diamonds are so low. And it's just because it makes sense. Loads of people are trying to like change their channel and everything. That's kind of why I didn't make my channel all about Royal High, because it's a little bit tough to do. Now, if we like think about how much like it's advanced, like if we think about how much Royal High has changed, we'll definitely be like, damn, they really did listen, because they constantly were doing updates back in the day, and that's the reason like Royal High YouTubers could make videos, because there'd be new Divinia, there'd be new items, there'd be new things, and that's the reason I also think like, you know, obviously, like I said, loads of them have changed over to different kind of games. And I'm not saying it's a problem if you stick with Royal High, because that is, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like personally I've noticed you guys just, obviously the community is so much more active for Royal High, so you get more interaction as a YouTuber when you do Royal High videos. So with that, it's kind of like, that's probably why they did it. But eventually, because it was like a really popular game, but now it's kind of like dead, so they don't really get that. So it's kind of making them like, for YouTubers, it's probably really hard for them now. And I do feel bad, because it's not easy, it's really not easy. And especially considering now, obviously, if you guys didn't see, like Royal High, they'll like message them, like the YouTubers and like, people who are like advocates for them and that, and they'll be like saying like, they've got to really be on like their best behavior in a way, really. And it's probably just not fun, because they want to be like, screw you, Royal High. But if they said that, they could get like their badge taken away, they could get like they could get attacked for it. It's kind of negative. Like it's crazy how a kid's game is this intense. But because that's literally what's funny to me. I made a video before saying, oh, like a Royal High player is dramatic, and I don't think it's the Royal High players. Honestly, I'm starting to believe that perhaps they're not. I mean, I definitely think there is a little bit of dramaticness in it. But realistically, I do think you guys have all been quite reasonable. So I kind of apologize for that. But it's just that it is stupid that this is a kid's game. Like, originally, I understand we've evolved with it, but loads of people just kind of get annoyed that it's kind of just a grinding game and no one really likes to do that anymore. But I don't know. It's just like, I think the Royal High players, like, I would say they can chill, but honestly, they kind of are. People are like not on the game as much anymore, and don't worry, this isn't like a real server that no one's decided to play it. It is a private server, but it would be easy, because I've been on servers where I haven't seen anyone in many rooms and stuff, because people just don't play it as much anymore. And I'm not even kidding. I wouldn't be surprised if this game eventually stopped making their millions. But realistically, even if they're not making millions, they're definitely making quite a lot. They're making quite a few thousands of dollars, I guess. So it's really important that they kind of you understand that Royal High aren't suffering. They will be suffering if we all collectively stopped playing the game. But for people such as myself, we put a lot of energy and a lot of time into the game, a lot of money into the game. It's kind of a disappointment if we ended up having to stop playing it because they're no longer going to listen to us. Who knows? Maybe they'll turn it around within this year. Maybe, I don't know. But let's kind of hope that there is a little bit of more of an up, like, kind of just like a rise for Royal High, because I do really want this game to succeed, and I do want the like devs to have a bit of a better time, because I know it's been quite negative for them, but kind of rightfully so, in not in the intense way they are. I just do think that a little bit of the hate is kind of it's kind of hopefully going to make them realize that maybe they could have been, a little bit more reasonable, perhaps, to the players and to the game, and just understanding that they're not listening at all. And we're not saying, and like, if considering it's not like, I understand it's their game, they can technically do whatever they want, but wouldn't someone who wanted to make a game want them to listen to what the majority of their players are saying? Because loads of people who make games, they do surveys, they do like practice runs, they go and do tons of tests for the game to make sure it's right, and see what their players like, what they dislike, kind of just to realize it. So wouldn't Royal High be the same? Wouldn't they want to know what their players are doing? And considering now they're no longer going to even be going on Twitter, they're now going on to Instagram threads. For like release of like updates and stuff, which is horrible because like I don't want that. I mean, perhaps it was to get more of the majority of the community because there might be younger people, I don't know. But nonetheless, like they're really just trying their best to like focus on themselves and not really what anyone else is thinking or wanting to say. But I don't really know. I don't have too much of an opinion about it anymore. I think I think everyone's kind of reached the point where we're just like, I don't care. Like, I care enough that I don't want the game to go. Like, if I came and realized that Royal High was cancelled, or like, I mean, as in actually like private, it was gone forever, I would have been pretty upset about it. But only because of the money I've invested in it, not because I miss playing the game, because I don't play it that much anyways. But it's just nice to know that I can go on here and, if I wanted to, and if there is a new update, go and check it out, because it was fun once, and I'm pretty sure everyone can vouch for that. Hence why, like, loads of YouTubers are now, like, who did start their channels based on Royal High are probably like, damn, like, because they're screwed now, because it's just going so badly. Like, it's bad, guys. But yeah, nonetheless, I hope that I gave a little bit of information about them making the millions, so they are still making a lot of money, like I said. There's a downfall of the game, Royal High YouTubers, all of that. I hope all of this was fairly informative for you, but also wanted to share my opinion about it and just kind of like get to know what you guys think, because honestly, it's a lot. There's so much we can be like to be said about Royal High, but I think it's just fair to leave it here. Again, I really appreciate you guys watching the video, because I know everyone's probably rolling their eyes the moment they see a Royal High video now, but nonetheless, it's fun being able to explain it all to you, because it's kind of interesting, I'm not gonna lie, but it's also kind of upsetting, isn't it? Well, what can we do? Nonetheless, I'll see you guys next time.